Well, Alabama cornerbacks coach Travaris Robinson is going to make a huge impact in 2023, and we need to talk about it. But if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And by doing so, it greatly helps out my channel and helps me grow as a content creator. Travaris Robinson, guys, is a really, really good coach that Alabama has on the staff. Everywhere this guy's went, he's left his imprint, and he's really, really good at developing the secondary. And when he was in school, in college, he played wide receiver and he played defensive back. So um, he's played the game. He knows the position, and he's really, really good at coaching at that position, guys. And let me just read off his stats. This is a guy, everywhere he went, he followed Will Muschamp. We all know Will Muschamp is one of the great defensive minds in college football right now. You saw what he did with Georgia's defense uh, last season and the season before that. Just a really, really good defensive-minded coach. And everywhere he was, for the most part, Travaris Robinson was right there. And as a matter of fact, Will Muschamp, he was at Florida and he was at South Carolina. When he went to South Carolina, he was the first guy that he hired on his staff. That just goes to show you how much trust he has in Travaris Robinson. And I'm gonna just read off his stats, guys. Give you a little bit of his background. Why he's from Miami, Florida. He's 41 years of age, uh, pretty young, and like I said, went to Miami Coral Park High School, but he went to college. Football. He played at Auburn, and he went undrafted in 2003. But as a player, he was able to get on a NFL team with the Atlanta Falcons in 2003, and then he went with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2003, and then in 2014 he joined the Atlanta Falcons. So uh, played a little bit in the NFL, just a little bit, and but he really excelled as a coach, guys. And I'm gonna read off the stats on him being a coach. As a coach, he was at Auburn from 2006 to 2007 as a graduate assistant. So he went back to his alma mater as a graduate assistant. He was at Western Kentucky from 2008 as a defensive backs coach. Southern Miss in 2009, cornerbacks coach. Texas Tech in 2010 as the defensive backs coach. He went to Florida from 2011 to 2014 as the defensive back coach under Will Muschamp. Then he went back to Auburn in 2015 as the defensive backs coach. In South Carolina in 2016 to 2020 as the defensive coordinator and the defensive backs coach. Then he went to Miami from 2021 as the defensive backs coach. And then Alabama plucked him from Miami from in 2022 to 2000, present day 2023 as a quarterbacks coach. So everywhere he's went, guys, for the most part, coaching the defensive backs. And like I said, was defensive coordinator over there at South Carolina. South Carolina had a pretty good defense while he was over there, guys. And like I said, Will Muschamp hired him first. One of the first coaches he hired to come on the staff with him at South Carolina. So decorated guy, been, like I said, been to Auburn, been to Florida, South Carolina. Now he's at Alabama, so has the SEC footprint, knows what it takes to coach in the SEC. So really, really good, coach, guys. And I'm gonna just read off a couple of stats just to show you how good he really is. In his first season at Florida in 2011, he improved the Gators defense from 16th in the country to 7th. That's really, really good, guys. He brought them out the top 10 to the top 10. So that's really, really good. The next season, the Gators were among the best in the country. They were number 2 in pass efficiency defense and allowed just 7 touchdowns. And they were second in that, allowing touchdowns. So that's really good. Then Florida, he had 20 picks, which ranked 7th, and had Matt Elam as a first-team All-American selection and first-round draft pick. So great developer of talent, guys. Really, really good. And he also had 2 other All-Americans that he kept coach up, Jalen Tabor and Vernon Hargreaves. We remember those guys. Vernon Hargreaves got Player of the Year at one point. And their defense, man, when they was over there at Florida, they finished the best, nation's best in passing, efficiency defense. So he knows how to coach that secondary, guys. And it's interesting because Nick Saban hasn't hired a safeties coach yet, and spring ball is right around the corner. They finna get ready to start, practicing. We still don't have a safeties coach. I'm thinking Nick Saban is going to allow him to coach the entire secondary, and he's doing a good job wherever he's went, guys. And I have full confidence that he can do it. We know Nick Saban coaches, defensive backs as well, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But as of right now, he hasn't hired a safeties coach, so he might just go with Travaris coaching the whole secondary, and I'll be fine with that, guys. I'm gonna just show you how good of a job he did at South Carolina. He helped mentor defensive lineman Kingsley Agnickbar. I probably pronounced his last name wrong, but he was a first-team All-SEC selection. Then he had defensive back J.C. Horn, a second-team All-SEC pick. And in 2019, the South Carolina defense, led by first-team All-American defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw, held its opponents to 20 points or less in 5 games. That's really, really good, guys. Sophomore cornerback Israel Mukamu earned second-team All-SEC honors, while Jamie Robinson and Zach Pickens earned All-SEC All-Freshman accolades for the Gamecocks in 2019. So he did a massive job over there at South Carolina, guys. In 2017, South Carolina led the SEC and ranked 9th in the country with 28 turnovers forced, while ranking 25th in points allowed per game at 20.7. The Gamecocks held 11 of 13 opponents to fewer points than their season average. That's really, really good, guys. South Carolina tied for 10th in the nation in turnovers forced with 27 during the 2016 campaign, including 15 interceptions. That sounds like a guy I would want there coaching the whole secondary, guys. He's more than man enough to handle the job, guys. His record proves it. He's a really, really good coach. And when we got this guy, I knew then Alabama has a really, really good coach in coaching the secondary, because our secondary play has decreased over the last couple of years. And having T-Rob, man, he's a really, really good coach on the back end. And I can't wait to see what he does with this talented, secondary that we got coming in next season. We all know Kool-Aid is one of the best cornerbacks coming back in the SEC this season, and it's going to be interesting to see what he does. Another good guy that we had coaching the secondary was Derek Ansley. That was a really, really good guy. And the way they both coach up, they coach aggression, and some people may not like, coaching up aggression because it leads to, probably big plays and stuff like that. But he has more of a gambling style, and it pays off, guys. And can't wait to see. South Carolina was really, really good at, what they call the no-fly zone in the secondary. But they was really, really good at, tackling in space as well. So I can't wait to see what he does with the back end, guys. And, he can potentially get the Alabama defense looking like that 2016 defense. We all remember how that defense was back in the back end with you had players like Minka Fitzpatrick, and you had Eddie Jackson, guys like that, running it back every other game. I know Tide fans would love to get back to that type of defense, but in my opinion, he's an A++ coaching hire, guys, and just came in last season. Let's see what he does with his second year at Alabama, and I'm very, very excited to see what he does with this talented group of guys like Earl Little Jr. We got Caleb Downs back there. This is a guy I think that's going to have some playing time. Too talented not to be on the field. And then you got older guys like Christian Story that's been there. A lot of guys. Devontae Smith back there. It's going to be interesting to see who gets the start. And like I said, we got to fill in 2 spots. With what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. DeMarco Hellrums and Jordan Battle. Those 2 guys. 2 experienced guys that's no longer on the team. So we got to fill those 2 spots, and then of course on the other side of the cornerback, position besides Kool-Aid McKinstry. But what do you guys think? Are you happy to see what T-Rob is going to be able to potentially do this season? In the secondary. You guys let me know in the comment section. And once again, guys, if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. and I'll definitely be back with more college football content. Thanks, guys, and roll tide.